Tonight I'm going to conclude my series on states and their capitals, and we're going to start with Washington State. There is actually a state called Washington State, and its capital is Olympia. And Olympia was the name of a customs port in Washington State. And if you want to look up the history of that, you're more than welcome. Alright? Now, the name of Salem, Oregon, okay, the state of Oregon, which is right underneath Washington, the name of Salem comes from the Israeli word for shalom, which means peace. Okay. As for Sacramento, California, well, Sacramento happens to be the Spanish word for sacrament. Now, what about Carson City, Nevada? Well, Carson City, Nevada means, believe it or not, there was actually a Carson River, and this Carson River was actually named after Christopher Kit Carson. So if you want to look up Christopher Kit Carson, you're more than welcome to do so. There was a river named after him, and they named the town of Carson City after the river. Alright, as for Phoenix, Arizona, well, that, the word Phoenix actually means a city that was created from a ruined civilization. The Indians had a civilization there, it was ruined, and the city of Phoenix came from that ruined city, ruined civilization. Now, there happens to be a real Great Salt Lake in Salt Lake City, Utah. Okay, there's Salt Lake City, Utah, and right next to it is something called the Great Salt Lake. And if you've ever been down there, it's full of salt water, not very tasty to drink. But it's a real easy way to remember Utah. Just remember it's Great Salt Lake, and you'll remember Salt Lake City. Now, there really was a guy by the name of Joe Juneau, and that's where we get Juneau, Alaska. And you're more than welcome to look that up for yourself. You can read all about him. And finally, the last state is Hawaii. Honolulu, Hawaii. Honolulu used to be the name of a port, and I think that port is actually still there. So, they called the city after the port name, and there you have it. And that pretty much concludes the 50 states and their capitals. I will cover some more world geography in my next video, so stay tuned.